All right, Shalom Yashralah. So we back at it. So real quick, what happened was I just played a video and I was hoping that the clips would actually be able to play. I was streaming off of Tubi. All right, so if any of you are familiar with the website Tubi, there's a video that's on there. Let me pull this up real quick. Tubi. Oh, I didn't say like Tubi. Tubi app. There we go. All right, so check this out, everybody. Y'all know me. I like to share things. So I've always been like this. I like to share. So if you've seen the first video I did, this video is with Rabbi Lewis. We're going to have Rabbi Lewis on here. I want to talk about Paleo Hebrew with one of our brethren named Natazar. Natazar is from the Baptist background. From the Baptist background, went to the Orthodox Jewish faith. And from the Orthodox Jewish faith, found out, hey, wow, we're actually the people of the book. So it's like everything culminated together. The beautiful thing about our brother Natazar, or Natsir, is that he knows a lot about modern Hebrew. He knows a lot about the Jewish synagogue information. And he's a very sharp brother. So I'm looking forward to building with that brother. Most times we'll be bringing him on. If anybody wants to, you can call me. My math is, y'all know me, I'm a public servant of the nation. All right, it's 93781982266. And guess what? I wasn't typing the whole time, right? So let's pull that back up. All right, 937 819-8236. All right. So with that being said, if anybody wants to, you can call in. We're going to check out our brother Rabbi Lewis, and in the process of checking out, brother Rabbi Lewis, he's got some information that he wants to bring out pertaining to Job being or Job not being an Edomite. Now, I don't know if a lot of you know this, which you should. All right, anybody who reads the Bible should know this, that there was a man that's name was Job in the Bible. All right. He went through a series of unfortunate events, like lemony schnickets. All right. He went through a series of unfortunate events. And in this series of unfortunate events, his life was just turned upside down, turmoil. All right. So with that being said, a lot of times when people talk about hard times, or pastors give ministry about hard times, they talk about Job. With us being a part of the Israelite community, to us, is very important. It's very important to research everything. So you have some people that say Job is an Israelite. You have some people that say Job was not an Israelite. Now, I've looked at both spectrums. All right. I will say I've looked at both sides sincerely. And there's a lot of information that's there. All right. So until the brother Rabbi Lewis get in touch with us, I'm going to play a couple tracks, and I'm going to look up some other information. This is a very interesting topic, on the subject if Job is or if Job is not an Edomite. And the reason why I say it is because, some people speak about if the earth is flat or if the earth is round. That's one of my things. I love talking about if the earth is round or flat. Like, it's interesting. It's super funny, right? Because it takes people on so many different spectrums. So hey, shalom to you that's watching, that's rocking with us. So for those that's watching with us. All right. So we're going to have a brother. His name is Rabbi Lewis. He's on Facebook. He's on YouTube. He does a lot of things. I don't know if he's on YouTube, but I know that the brother sells a lot of books. He's the author of over 50 books in the truth. Shalom, shalom. Welcome, man. I'm so glad that y'all tracking with us. I'm going to share a video. The video is called She Say She Love Me. All right. So y'all know me. I love Nagayan. I love music. I love you specifically. All right. All right. Forgive me for my shortcomings. All right. I am truly a work in progress. All right. So I'm going to play this track called She Say She Love Me. It's E37 Entertainment. Y'all know brother Maharka, Elder Maharka, your friend and mine, brother Cole with it, our brother Imnam. And also we're actually waiting for our guest, Imnam. Not Imnam, but we're waiting for our guest, brother Rabbi Lewis. So when Rabbi Lewis comes on, all right, it's going to be turning up because not everybody agrees with brother Rabbi Lewis. Brother Rabbi Lewis, he writes these books. And he puts out these books, and it's like, it's like, come on, man, where you getting this stuff from? So, it's so crazy how our people, first of all, we're the scribes. All right. It's like, where are you getting this information from? A lot of people just isn't looking at this stuff. What do you say, isn't or aren't? How do you say a lot of people aren't looking at stuff, a lot of people isn't looking at the stuff? Which one? I don't know. I don't know what's incorrect English anymore. Anywho, so a lot of people aren't looking at this stuff or isn't looking at the stuff of Rabbi Lewis. And this isn't Rabbi Lewis. This is actually Bishop T.D. Jakes. All right. So we're going to go ahead and play this Bishop T.D. Jakes. This is She Say She Loved.
I would have
Hold
been.
on. This intro is hilarious. I love this intro.
I would have been.
What? If I was sitting in church right then and I had my face down, I'm in the Bible, and I heard,
I would have been.
I would have looked around. I would have been like, first I would have looked at my woman. I would have been like,
I would have been.
Did you get a feeling when T.D. Jakes moaned? I don't know if that was in the spirit or not, but hold on.
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
Wait, and then you can't stop him. You can't be like, hold up. Because what?
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
I mean, it's not the Shabbat. Let's see where this is going.
Up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything...
Wait! Stop! I know some sisters and I know some brothers. And I know a lot of... hey, look, we all got this fleshy part about us. And swallowed. Have you been... Look, I don't even want to imitate it. It was too sexual. Way too sexual for me. What? Oh, whoa, wait a minute. No Diddy. Is that what the young people are doing now? Everybody's saying no Diddy? What?
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you...
Stop. Pause to the 16th umpteenth billion degree. So this is why the Negro man and the Negro, especially the Negro woman, needs to leave the Christian church. The Sunday Christian church is led by these charlatans. First of all, when you read, I don't care. We wear garments. That's a very beautiful garment. If he would put some fringes and a border of blue on it, and fringes or a border of purple on it, and if he would teach according to the law, statutes, commandments, that's a very beautiful garment. When you look at the Roman Catholic Church in the book of Revelation, and it talks about the great beast, it talks about how the great beast is arrayed in scarlet and purple. You look at the Roman Catholic Church, how they wore purple and scarlet, which is another name for red. Purple and scarlet, or purple and red. And this is a Catholic's, the Catholics got their styles from the Israelites, from the Hebrews. So when you look at the old Catholic church robes and all those, and even the crown, the tiara that the Pope wears, that actually comes from the Israelite customs also. So it's just they perverted, changed some things, hid some things, added some things. So, but with this so-called leadership, this isn't where our mothers, our women, our grandmothers need to be going. They need to be hearing you men tell them what Yahweh said, whether they like it and or you or not. If you love them, tell them the truth. They'll love you more. And if they don't love you, then let them fall by the way. You'll see what it was. If they love the Most High and they see that you're a man of the Most High and you're sincerely, diligently working for, and you're not going to follow this Sunday Catholic Baptist /
would have been
the neck gesture. He did the neck gesture. I done seen the neck gesture before. Wait, I can't zoom in on this? Hold on. I can't zoom in. He did the neck gesture.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of...
So black man, black woman, Mexican man, Mexican woman, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Dominican, Haitian world, come up out of the Sunday Christian church. If you don't believe that the world is shifting towards the knowledge of us being the children of Israel, then you are absolutely, you absolutely have to get caught up. Okay. This is beyond ridiculous. And look, I am not a mocker of God at all whatsoever. I love the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you know, and I'm working with all my heart, soul, and might. I have vices. His son, I believe in his son. This is not the same as the ministry that we see in the scriptures, or we see us men bringing to our families and to our communities. This is some Tom down foolery. So he shouldn't be seducing women and men and sodomites in church. This is seduction. All right, this is witchcraft.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where
I mean, how many directions do you want to go with this?
everything was overwhelming and you
Stop. So the concept of this song, Beautiful Project, is called She Says She Loved Me. This is a good song. I really like this track. The concept of this song is she says she loves me. She thinks it's cool enough to swallow me, but she doesn't think it's cool enough to follow me. I asked a woman one time, here, let me play this real quick, and I'm just going to let this go through. I asked a woman one time, Brew Drip, I like that. And the question was, is it easier for a woman to submit at the heart, or is it easier for a woman to submit at the knees? And I asked this question to 3 women. I want y'all to try it too. Like, sincerely ask, and if you're a woman, ask yourself this question. If you're a woman, is it easier for you to submit and bend your knees and submit to a man in that way, which may please you and definitely is going to please him, maybe, because yes, oh, maybe. Oh. So is it easier for a woman to submit at bending at the knees or bending at the heart? Is it easier for a woman to sexually gratify herself and submit and say, I love you, so I'll humble myself to you that way? Or is it easier for a woman to say, I'm going to submit to you in my heart? Now, we know the answer to this question. We just want to hear women answer it. We've heard it. It's a sad trend that we see going on in Yasha Allah, to where the women are not teaching the young women to be submissive. Submission is everything, as my grandmother told me. My grandmother told me, if I submit to my husband, I get my husband to do anything. And therefore, and I was like, you hold the power, Mom. She's like, submission is everything. So sexuality should not come before submission of heart. Sexuality should not come before submission of heart. I love you. I'll follow you. I'll be gentle. The scripture says that there be meekness, gentleness, and kindness in her tongue. Then is her husband not like other men. Let me do that again. If there be submission. Oh, wait, if there be meekness, I apologize. If there be a slot. If there be meekness, gentleness, and kindness in her what? In her tongue, not in her vagina, not in her hands, not in her lips, not in her looks, in her tongue. If there be meekness, gentleness, and kindness in her tongue, then is her husband not like other men. Why? Because if a woman will berate you, if she'll belittle you, if she'll talk crap to you, that's what all women do primarily. But the women who don't do that, those are the ones who make their husband special. All women who belittle their husbands out of their speech and don't even know that they're doing it, what they're doing is they're actually bringing not only their value down to their husbands, but they're also devaluing their husbands to everything and everybody around them. If other people can see and or hear you speaking in a manner that's not honorable, then you're just like every other woman, unfortunately. That's what the Bible says. So with that being said, if there be meekness, gentleness, and kindness in her tongue, then is her husband not like other men. All right. So let's pull this up real quick. Now, I want to show you this because you may have never seen it. You may have, and nobody never showed it to you. Well, guess what? It wasn't shown to me until, the Holy Spirit, I read it. He showed it to me. I'm like, oh, wow. Wow. The Proverbs 31 woman scriptures live on. All right. So that's a very good video. I really appreciate them brothers for doing that. I'm not going to go to Lupe Fiasco. I don't know. No, Lupe. No, Lupe. No, Lupe. No, Lupe. Hey, how do I make this stop? Thank you. No, All right. Appreciate you. Salute to your ministry. But that's not what we're doing. All right. All right. So salute to our brothers that's in the ministry that's been doing the music, man. Edomite and the rest of the brothers. It's been very powerful. It's been a blessing. Hey, Shalom, brother. We are on live now, man. Yo. Hey, we're on live now, brother. Do you want to hit that link and come in?
Yeah, brother. The link doesn't work.
Okay, here. Let me do this one then. Thank you for letting me know. All right. So let's do this invite. All right. Messenger and Thuada. I appreciate that. So this is Brother Lewis that we got on there. Now, I don't know if the... Huh?
I've been trying to get up for 10 minutes. The link doesn't work.
Okay. All right. So let's do this. All right, Prince. How's the sound, brother? Are you able to hear me? If you've been seeing?
Yeah, you sound good. The link don't work.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. All right, Prince. Oh my goodness, so many different things are going on. That's not correct. All right. Yeah, man, this is crazy. I'm trying to actually send the link, and my laptop's not doing what I need it to do anymore. I push P, and it brings up the option to print. That's not what I want to do. I'm trying to type.
Put the link in the chat if you want.
Okay, all right, Con, let's do that. Let me see. All right, let's go to it. Let me see. Copy. And let's go to Brother Rabbi Lewis. All right, so that's our brother Rabbi Lewis. I don't know. All right, if you got that, let's go ahead. Here go the link right here. All right, and whenever you get that, brother, just go ahead and come on in. All right, so all right, there you go, brother. There's a link for you. And there we go, Brother Rabbi Lewis. Welcome on to the show. All right, I'm gonna say the Most High in the name of the Messiah bless you. Shalom Aleichem. All right, your microphone's muted, Brother Rabbi Lewis.
Oh, you know, I'm in the Shaitan, I'm him in the name of Allah, the most merciful, especially merciful. I've been witnessing no God, but Allah, Muhammad is his messenger. Aloha, it's an honor being your show, brother. We go way back, but this is an honor.
What I like to do is I like to yield the floor, and I like to say it's also an honor to have you on here. I'm gonna, for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna say Brother Rabbi Lewis is one of the most consistent and diligent brothers I've seen doing his ministry, as far as not only sharing. Hey, Shalom, Mashbukhah, it's a blessing to see you. Not only is sharing the work that the Father's been giving him to do, but also in publishing himself. As far as I know, to this date, Brother Rabbi Lewis has published, I'm going to say 40, if not, forgive me, I don't mean to undermine your work, Brother Lewis. I'm going to say 49, 40, around that, 50 books. Is that right, brother?
Yeah, I'm like Will Smith. You know, Will Smith said, nobody's going to beat me on the treadmill. Well, nobody's going to outright Rabbi Lewis.
Hey, that's a good one. All right, so check this out. So Brother Rabbi Lewis, so he's a very, again, diligent, consistent. The information that the brother put forth, not everyone agrees with, and a lot of eyes are open to. That's what I should have started with. A lot of eyes are open to, and some people have a hard time comprehending, because the brother does go deep. He does have a history from a school of eldership, all right, which he can give his own lineage and his truth. And I want to say this: if you are rocking with us in Yasharallah, if you're rocking with us, you know, there's something that we practice in our custom and our nationality, and that is our lineage. All right, so I know with us being in this condition that we're in, this captivity, is where thinking a lot of us like, well, I don't know who I am. I don't know who my father is. I don't know who my mother is. I'm just X, Y, and Z born here. But that's not true. You know, our nationality, we label ourselves based off of our pedigree. All right, and our pedigree, our lineage goes down from our fathers. Now, our mothers have so much magnanimous weight to go along with that. All right, so we do not discredit our mothers at all. All right, we see according to the Hebrew customs, we do our lineage, our pedigree based off our fathers. A part of the curses is that the fathers and the children would be separated. So my first thing I will tell you is forgive your fathers and mothers. All right. They went through the curses like we're going through the curses. Forgive them. All right. And then learn your heritage. Rabbi Lewis, I'd like to ask you a few questions, brother, if you have a moment. Would you be able to talk to us a little bit about yourself? Shalom to those that are joining. All right. Again, we have Rabbi Lewis on with us. It is an honor to have the brother on. I'm going to yield the floor. Let Rabbi Lewis speak for a moment. All right, brother. I yield the floor.
Inshallah, mashallah. This is very incredible and amazing, you know, in layman's terms. Man, a little about me. My background's in parasitology. I'm a student like Dr. Howard Clark. You know, also investment banking and Arabic studies, you know.
This brother said investment banking and Arabic studies. What other two you said?
What did I miss? Parasitology. It's like the
And
study of worms.
And what is that again? What is that again for the people who haven't heard of?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not privy, in a nutshell, it's like the study of like worms, like parasite worms.
That is powerful and terrifying, good sir.
Yeah.
Powerful and terrifying. I actually now I gotta say, you know, salute to you for your you know, many commendations, brother. That's powerful. None of those things that the brother named off, like he said earlier, he said layman's, none of those things that the brother named off are small achievements. So double honor to your father, double honor to your mother. Hallelujah. And I was doing that's so wonderful with the parasitology, correct?
Certainly, yes.
That's so wonderful that you mentioned that. I've seen in the scriptures and other Hebrew manuals, animals, that spoke on the worm that will never die in the lake of fire. That's something that's always caught my attention. It really bothers me. Most I says, teach my children the fear of me. You know, we're supposed to teach our children the fear of Allah, of our power. So, you know, we think of the Sunday school versions of, you know, lake of fire, even the Sunday school version of a, you know, potential opportunity of being judged in the, you know, spiritual life, of being encompassed in the lake of fire. You know, even the potential concept of that, you know, that's scary enough for anybody. But to have a parasite that would never die, that constantly erupts out of the body. What do you think about that concept, Rabbi Lewis?
Certainly. If you study parasites, you know, fire actually makes parasite eggs grow. People think, yeah.
Are you kidding? I'm so sorry. You had me stuck with that one. Fire makes
parasite eggs.
Oh, man. Oh, that's so wonderfully terrifying.
Yo, do you know what happened, Isaiah Shala? Do you know what happened? There was this group of parasitologists, right? Can you hear me?
I do need you to speak up, get a little louder if you can for us.
Certainly, testing. Okay, so there was these parasitologists who tried to monetize parasite eggs with the fire department, with the local fire department. You know, because like they fight fires. So, yeah, it's funny.
All right, I don't know what happened, but your sound went out. I don't know if anybody
can you hear me?
Okay, wonderful. Welcome back. For those who didn't catch that, please don't lose interest. We were speaking about now the brothers. One of the parasitologists. So, study of parasites, worms, etc. We're having a storm. We're having a storm here in Ohio, so we may have some internet interruptions. Plus we have the solar flares that are going on. All right. So we're having solar flares that are going on. Plus we're having a storm right here in the city gates of Cincinnati, Ohio. There's been crazy things happening all over the world with the storms, etc. If you're watching this, if you're enjoying this, even if you're Rabbi Lewis, make sure you're sharing this out, Rabbi Lewis, because you want it to be seen. So make sure you share it out. All right. So with that being said, we may have some internet interruptions, but if we do, hang in there with us. We're gonna rock it till the wheels fall off. Parasites being set on fire. Scientists, firemen. It went terrible. It was an episode of a movie. What happened in real life?
So, yo, it's crazy. So, you know, parasite fire makes parasite eggs grow. Doesn't kill parasite eggs. So there's a book. There's a scholar named Dr. Douglas Grant. He wrote a book called 80-10-10. So in a nutshell, essentially, they eat a raw food diet. Like they don't eat any cooked food. You know, it's called 80-10-10.
Oh, okay. Is that where you stop at? Okay, I think the brothers his video dropped out. He dropped off. Come back in when you can. So check that out if you can. Everybody type that in if you can find a link from that 80-10-10. 80-10-10, 80-10-10. Terrifying part about that, Rabbi Lewis, when you come in, don't worry, just click on in. I'll see you. You'll be backstage. I'll bring you in. You know how this goes. With parasites. Now, this is the part that really gets me is that parasites, trichinosis worm lives inside of pork. Lives inside of bears, lives inside. And I have to target pork specifically because our people eat an abominable food that has a worm that's inside of it that the scriptures also refer to, that the actual meat, you know, as being equivocated to, you know, something that would make our souls unclean. Rabbi, what do you feel about that trichinosis worm that's in that can contaminate the swine? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, certainly the pig doesn't have. Okay, so what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say?
Well, we were talking about 80-10-10 also. Don't forget that.
Right. Yeah. Hello?
Yes, hell is low, according to the writings of Flavius Josephus. We're going to talk about that too.
Certainly. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I remember what I was going to say now. There's a Bible verse that says that the wise treated the animals well. You know what verse we're talking about? It's in Proverbs, I think. Should I get that verse? Hashem said, the righteous treat the animals with care. You know? But two things to that, right? I was a vegan for 3 years myself. And, you know, you should read Gary Orowski's work. You know, there's so many awesome works out there. But do you know, are you a vegan? No. Okay. Do you know what it takes to make you a tofu salad? You know how many rodents have to die? You know, like the vegans say, you know, animals feel pain. Do you know how many rodents have to die to make you a tofu salad? You know what I'm saying? Like, they have to kill thousands of rodents.
I'm sorry, sir. This conversation just went very dark. So for those of you that are joining us, we have a beloved guest, please. And if you're enjoying us, share out. All right. We have Rabbi Lewis that's on with us. And he's going to really go into some information pertaining to Job, if Job was an Edomite or not. But right now we're having such a good time at what's called Madrash, or just, you know, we're edifying, we're building. And to a lot of you that's joined us, rocking with us, if y'all know me, that once we turn on and it's on, it's over with. So Brother Rabbi Lewis got me turned up. We're already going. He's got a lot of information, okay? So please listen in. Now, our conversation went dark. For those of you that just joined in, we're now on the subject. Oh, man, it's such a blessing to see those numbers grow. Hallelujah. If you're watching, since you just clicked in, share it out. Rabbi Lewis, I'm also not only going to be promoting his 50 published works, I'm also going to be promoting his electronic, all right, works that he does. Now, me, as you all know, I should be doing music. I should be rapping. I should be singing. I should be performing. I should be doing songs. I should be I don't have the equipment to do it. So, Brother Lewis, I'm praying that you, Yasha Allah, and Brother Lewis, he'll work with me too on not only getting music equipment, but getting equipment to be able to minister and get this word out. So I'll be sharing Brother Lewis's information on that. But for right now, the conversation just really went dark. He asked me about vegans and if I'm a vegan. Now, watch this. If I was a vegan, the brother would have told me that I was eating what now? In tofu?
Yeah, certainly. And for you to eat a tofu salad, Do you know that thousands of rodents have to die? Do you know that all the birds that eat the plants have to die? Like they
No,
spray it with like pesticides?
no.
Like, yeah, like to make you a tofu salad, you know how many animals die? When I
I
eat when I eat some lamb, I'll slaughter a lamb. It's one animal dying, and it'll last me for a year. You know?
Amen. You know what? I didn't know that, and I do believe you. It's unfortunate. I don't eat tofu because it gives you man boobs. So I don't like man boobs. I don't like. I don't like man. I don't like my man boobs. So what I had to do was once I learned that tofu gave you or it boosted your estrogen, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, because I tried to go vegan, vegetarian, whatever, while I was eating some meat, whatever. I tried to do that, and I started drinking soy milk. All right, drinking soy milk. 2 months later, I'm coming in the house, take off my work clothes, put on my fuzzy slippers. I sit down. I'm on the couch. You know, I had my robe on. You know, I just totally was like imitating however my rib was behaving, and then I got man boobs, and so man boobs can be caused by a lot of things. If you have man boobs, please don't be ashamed. Just be ashamed if you feel ashamed. If you didn't like them, I didn't like them. So what I did was I didn't like them so much during the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And we're going to get back to Rabbi Lewis, please. I just have to say this. During the Feast of Unleavened Bread, I chose to not go back to leaven. And then I started working very hard to get the leaven out of my life. And then the Most High started removing people. That was weird. So anywho, so with getting the leaven out of my life also helped to decrease the estrogen, the man boobs, and I don't believe that we should partake in tofu if we are men, and also be careful if you have your children, your daughters, to eat tofu, because that can induce their menstrual cycles, okay, and also cause our daughters to have bigger breasts than they already may develop, or larger butts, hips, thighs. So if you are giving your daughters soy, if you're giving your daughters tofu, and you think you're doing the best job of being the healthiest because you're the most veganist Israelite in the world, well, there is a such thing as uncircumcised vegetables. So you might be eating uncircumcised vegetables too. All right, Rabbi Lewis, man, I yield the floor. You got anything on that, brother?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people think that they think of the notion that Adam and Eve was the first humans, which of course is Brit high. You know, there were people before Adam. It's called gap theory. In fact, I wrote a book in order of gap. You ever heard of gap theory?
I have.
Certainly. So, in a nutshell, gap theory says that, and essentially, that there was a planet before Genesis. That the Shaitan ruled that planet for billions of years. It was destroyed and refurbished. Hence,
And what was
hence
the name of that? And what was the name of that planet?
what was the name of that planet? It's in my book. I wrote a book called "An Introduction to Gap Theory," and so, actually, that's not in Bereshit. Wahid, that's not creation. That
Would you?
was
I apologize. Would you mind saying that in English for those who don't speak Hebrew or Arabic?
yeah. Bereshit is it's Genesis, what we call Genesis in the Torah. So that was the that's not talking about creation. That's why it says they were replenished. So I can give you the Hebrew word there, but check my book out on this. It's an introduction to gap theory.
Okay. Well, I apologize. And this is where me and you had this conversation earlier. If you get my drift, if you see where I'm going, brother, you with me?
Yeah, certainly. I'm listening.
All right. When you tell me that the book of Genesis is not about the creation story, all right, I got to ask you then, what is it about?
Okay, the earth is billions of years old, but the earth was ruled by the Shaitan. When the Shaitan fell, the Hashem, he destroyed it and then built and then refurbished it. So that Bereshit is about the refurbished earth that already existed, that Satan ruled for billions of years.
Okay, so Bereshit, or the book of Genesis, all right, is based off of a second planetary rulership, because Hashatan had 1 billion years of the first one.
Certainly, and I proved it in my book. The book is called, if you want to read it, That's a lot of information. Were there humans before Adam and Eve? An introduction to gap theory by myself.
Let me ask you a question, brother. Does that not sound like Scientology to you?
No, it does not. I mean, not in my opinion, my humble opinion.
Okay. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, brother. I yield the floor.
Yeah, Corinthians says that Adam was the first man, which is erroneous.
It's erroneous.
Yeah, there were pre-Adamites. There were people before Adam, and I proved it in my book. It's a lot of information to divulge.
That's excellent. I want to yield the floor, brother. Go ahead. We're listening, brother. So, please, I yield.
Certainly. Yeah. So Adam and Eve. In fact, even when in the Garden of Eden, there was societies outside of the Garden of Eden, and I proved that in the book as well. But pick the book up, man. It's
okay, we appreciate that. Hey, you know what? And I appreciate that. And I'm gonna tell you something. There's a lot of information that's coming out that people just are not aware of. All right. Like I personally believe in unicorns. I believe in dragons. I believe in midgets. So with that being said, you know, we do have and we do live in a world where people have two heads. Whenever we're learning about I'm sorry?
The Bible does speak of unicorns, but that's not talking about a mythical beast. It's actually talking about the rhinoceros that had one horn. It was
That's wonderful. And what's the name of that rhinoceros that has one horn?
That's not I'm a polymath, but that's not my field of study. But it's a little bit above my pay grade in that sense. But in a nutshell, yeah.
Okay. Does the Bible speak about dragons?
Dragons. Yeah, certainly.
So would it be absurd to think that the Bible speaks about mythical seeming dragons and unicorns?
Yeah, but the unicorns not talking about a mythical beast.
Well, if you can't tell me which unicorn it is or which rhinoceros it is, then how can you tell me it's not a mythical unicorn?
That's an argument from silence. No disrespect to your show. I mean, great guy. That's an argument from silence.
That's a good one. So the point of saying that is to say, I personally don't know what the Father has. He has monsters. It's documented in the book of Esdras.
Yeah,
he says
I think there's a book called Bel and the Dragon, correct?
No, Bel and the Dragon is about Daniel and how Daniel proved that the priests of a false god, how Daniel proved that the priests were actually eating the offerings, and they had a trap door up under Baal the dragon's idol house. They had a trap door, and Daniel did the most beautiful thing ever. He put down baby powder. He's like, okay, look, everybody, we're gonna lock everybody in. This idol ain't a live. There's only one. There's only one power, which is, you know, the Most High, the God of Abraham, Isaac. So he says, okay, watch this. He says, nobody come in, nobody go out. Daniel put baby powder all on the floor.
Right.
So the story. So that's the story of Bel and the Dragon. But in the book of I had to remember the reference to what I was speaking. But no, in Second Esdras, no, Wisdom of Solomon. I apologize. In Wisdom of Solomon, we learn about how the Most High he sent apparitions against the Egyptians for what they did to the children of Israel during the time frame of darkness, and how he also could have sent out beasts that shoot sparks out of their eyes, and, you know, terrify. So the point is, he has monsters, but I don't know if a unicorn, because I would like to believe that it is a unicorn. I'd like to believe that. You know, I would also like to believe that there's a rational explanation, such as a rhinoceros that has one horn. You know, and now we know that some rhinoceroses have a smaller horn behind him. And I'm not saying no rhinoceros has no. I know on the continent of Africa, there's supposed to be a one-horned black rhinoceros and all this stuff. I understand that, you know, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with believing that the Most High made it.
Okay. Well, if I can respond to that.
Yeah, I yield.
Certainly. I mean, you got to be careful because you know, the KJV was written in Elizabeth English. For example, it talks about corn in the Torah, but corn at the time was wheat. You know, now we call it corn, but there was no corn, didn't exist. So it's also a contradiction. No, this is wheat was known as corn. Or what's known as what do you call that? Corn, and I forgot the other word. You know? You're on mute, brother.
Barley.
No, not barley. It was another word, brother. I forgot. Excuse me.
Not corn, not what are we looking for? Not corn.
I can't think of the word. But
it's okay.
Yeah. Also, it says the bunny cheweth the cud. You know, bunnies don't chew cud. You know, but the word for bunny there is unknown of unknown origin. You know,
The word for what again?
like it says in the Torah, it says the bunny rabbit cheweth the cud. Bunny
Let's
rabbits don't chew
read that
cud.
verse for me real quick.
Yeah. Bunny rabbits don't chew cud. That's the clerical error. The word
Okay,
there
got
in
you, got you.
Hebrew.
Because we're
Yeah.
we're looking at Elizabeth English. Got you.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. So yeah, so we have to be very careful. So even if like I said, it's my own personal thing. I would like to believe in unicorns, just like I know that in the book of Job, just like the brother said he believed. You did say you believe that Job is speaking about a dragon, right?
Certainly.
So certainly a dragon, but not certainly a unicorn. So see where I'm going with that. So I like the Job description because it does give very much detail. So and with the unicorn and rhinoceros it seems more likely because in Job it refers to how its scales can't be penetrated, how it sneezes fire and sparks come out of its noses. So it blatantly describes a dragon in the book of Job. We don't get a blatant description of the unicorn. We get the strength of a unicorn. But what if the strength of the unicorn is in its horn? We don't see the whole, it has wings and it flies and, only virgins can touch it, as we know in the lore. I will say this, there is a book, early Victorian book on beastology, all right? And it does speak about actual unicorns. I know that there's a book called Pliny the Elder, Natural Historiae, and he speaks about portents and monsters, and there's a book called Isidore of Seville's Etymologies, and he very much goes into details on, again, the same subject of Syro-Senelophi, or the dog-headed people, who apparently have been around for a long time, and there's been eyewitnesses. So when I think about a unicorn and someone telling me it's a rhinoceros, no, I can say it's a rhinoceros, but when I read these other animals and historical documents, including Marco Polo, who said he was an eyewitness to meeting and seeing the Syro-Senelophi in India, having people with natural deformities who all live together that have a name, these things catch our interest. And I think we'll all find out, in the due time. Until then, everybody keep studying. I want to yield the floor to our brother, Rabbi Lewis. He has some information he wants to bring out on Job, and Job being an Edomite. It's been a sincere honor introducing this brother and hosting him. And with that being said, we're going to yield the floor. Brother, let's go 30 minutes on the clock. Floor is yours, Ak.
Yeah, before we digress, to piggyback, segue when he was saying about Isaiah so eloquently. The Darwin theory says that Homo erectus became Homo sapiens naturally, but there were some aliens called the Anunnaki who came from the planet Nibiru. They came to Earth to mine gold to repair the atmosphere on Nibiru, and they hybrided these Homo erectus to Homo sapiens. So Charles Darwin said it was a natural event, but according to Zechariah Sitchin's work, it was the Anunnaki who came and hybrided these Homo erectus to Homo sapiens. So it wasn't a natural occurring event. Make sense? This is Zechariah Sitchin's work. Also, his work was carried by Sasha Lesson, who's a PhD actually, who takes his work very seriously.
Brother Lewis, you have 30 minutes on the clock, sir. You sure you want me to talk?
Yeah, we could go back and forth. I don't want to just be talking to myself,
Okay, well, let's go into our topic of Job, if you don't mind, brother. That's what the people are here for. Was Job an Edomite?
Certainly. Yeah, we go back
All right,
and forth.
30 minutes on the clock. Was Job an Edomite, brother? The floor is yours. We're going to give you the floor. Start all over. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I don't need the whole 30. We could go back and forth, but I don't want to talk to myself. But anyway, okay, so can we see you guys familiar? The Septuagint says that Job was an Edomite in the prologue, right? Would you agree, Brother Isaiah? Brother, that's it.
Brother, you can be heard perfectly. You have the floor.
No, I said I don't want the floor. I want to go do a back and forth because I don't want to say too much, whatever. We go like point by point. You know what I'm saying?
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead, brother.
Certainly. Oh, you can come back on the screen if you like.
No, I would. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, certainly.
I'll catch up with you.
Okay. So let's just go point by point so we don't say too much or gloss over anything. Is that cool?
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Certainly. So yes, Jobab, but Job's lineage is an Edom. So people, because that was Zerah, who was an Edomite. Now, do you know what the Memloez was?
I'm sorry. Can you ask that question again, brother?
Okay.
Hey, wait, listen. I want to give you some time to go ahead and go in. I apologize. I really don't want to speak because this time is dedicated to you. I'll come in as little as I can, but it's here for you to drop information, brother. All right. All right. So I don't mean to be dishonorable, brother. I know what you asked for, but I'm also going to ask you, brother, this is your time. All right.
Sorry,
go ahead, brother.
Okay,
drop your jewels, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, keep up with me and feel free to chime in anytime. Okay. So the Memloez was a 17th century Tanakh commentary. So Job was the son of Zerah, right? So people say, look, he was an Edomite. His dad was Zerah, who was in Esau's lineage, right? Makes sense? So, that proves he's an Edomite. Lord, his father was Zerah, who was an Edomite, who's in Esau's lineage in Genesis. Makes sense? Hello?
Yes, brother. Hell is low according to the writings of Flavius Josephus, brother.
Right. So rightfully so, people think Job was an Edomite because his lineage is in Esau's lineage in Genesis, where it lists the sons of Edom. You know what I'm saying, brother? So rightfully so, people think he was an Edomite. I mean, that makes sense, right? You know what I mean?
Brother, I don't want to interject every time you ask me, brother. Go ahead. I'm just listening. That's how I pay attention. This is me paying attention, brother. Go ahead. You got the floor.
All right. So people think rightfully so he was an Edomite because he was the son of Zerah, who was in the lineage of Esau. So they well, Lewis say he's an Edomite. That proves it. Well, it doesn't. There was a custom where the Edomites would put foreign kings in their genealogy. So what the Edomites were doing, they would put different kings from different genealogies in their genealogy. So Jobab was actually a Midianite who the Edomites put in their genealogy in the roll call of their genealogy. It was a custom of the Edomites to do that. So yes, Jobab was the son of Zerah, but he was a Midianite that they put in their genealogy. Make sense? That was a custom. It was the source, the Memloez, it's called the Memloez. It's a 17th century text that shows that Esau put foreign kings in their genealogy. So yeah, he is the son of Zerah, an Edomite, but he was a Midianite that they put in the genealogy of Esau. That was a custom Esau would do. Make sense? We go for it.
So let me ask you this question. Very layman, simple question. What was his mother's nationality?
Okay, that's inconsequential. For example, Paul claims to be a Benjaminite. We don't have his genealogy. Well, his dad was an Edomite. Palas III was his father, who was an Edomite. That's why Christ said in Rome. We'll get that. Okay.
All right. So would it be okay? That's fine. So would it be insequential? So what was his father's nationality? Because I have to ask both. I don't think it's insequential. I think it's good to ask both mother and father. So if you don't know it,
Jobab was the son of Zerah.
If we don't know his mother's nationality, that's fine. But his father, what nationality was he, please?
He was an Edomite. His father was, but the Edomites will put foreign kings into their genealogy. So there was a lot of kings in their lineage that were not ethnic Edomites. Make sense?
So no, it doesn't, because you said he was an Edomite, but then after you said but, you said the Edomites will put foreign nations. Hold on, let me finish.
Certainly.
Then you said they will put foreign nations in, so they wouldn't be from their genealogy. So I didn't get a clear answer. Yeah. So you said he was an Edomite, but he was inserted from another nation. Is that true?
No.
Okay, help us out again, brother. Give it to us.
Certainly. Job was a Midianite. He was from Midian.
So Job was not an Edomite.
Correct.
Okay, so Job was a Midianite by nation, correct?
Yes.
And not an Edomite by nation.
Yes, but the Edomites had a custom to put foreign kings in their genealogy.
Understandable. Right. Just like Barack Obama. Right. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So with that being said, please edify us, brother. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so the Hebrews, like the Christians said, look, they go to Lamentations 4, where it mentioned Uz, the land of Uz, which was in Edom, right? So they said, look, that proves Job was from Uz, the land of Uz, which is the land of Esau. But there was a second Uz. That's not the Uz he came from. Let's prove that. Can I get Genesis 10:23? You can read that real quick. I'm gonna show you there was two Uz. There was Uz in the land of Edom, and then there was another one in Midian. Let's show that. Genesis 10:22-23, brother, if you could get that.
All right, I'm with you, Ak, and I don't have any of my tools with me. I'm actually not close to them. So let me give me 1 second. I gotta go find some glasses too. Flying blind here, brother. But I believe the Most High provide. All right, so Genesis, what again?
Bereshit 10:22-23.
All right, let's get the Table of Nations. Genesis chapter 10. And I'm gonna have to go and get my sword, brother. So teach us a little bit about the two different Uzzes, please.
Certainly. So there's an Uz in Lamentations. Remember who wrote Lamentations, brother? Jeremiah. This is during the Babylonian exile. When Job lived hundreds of years before that. That Uz in Lamentations didn't exist. There was another Uz. I'm going to show it to you. Genesis 10:22-23.
The descendants of Aram, Uz, Hul, Gether, and Mush.
Yeah, so the descendants of Aram who?
The descendants of Aram, Uz, Hul.
Uh-huh. There's the other Uz. There was an Uz in Edom, and it was Aram had a son named Uz. Like, what verse you in?
We are in the book of Genesis, chapter 10 and verse 23.
Okay, yeah, that's right to the point. So Aram had a son named Uz. There was another land of Uz in Midian. Because Aram had a son named Uz. So there's two Uz's, Uz in Edom and the Uz from Midian. Jobab was from the Uz in Midian, right? Okay, let's keep going. Okay, you got the first one to respond.
I think that's excellent and wonderful for all of us to look at. And that's something that needs to be brought out because it's not just fair to say one thing a lot of times. It's not just fair how a lot of the brothers from the Israelite community will say that it's this or it's that. A lot of times, and I'll say this, and that's an excellent presentation of what our brother Rabbi Lewis just brought. That was very good. It was very helpful because a lot of people haven't seen that. All right. Zaquan Parazad taught me if we research the language it was written in, it will really help us to, see things. And that's exactly what the brother's doing. He's helping us to see. All right. So if you have more information on that book, brother, then Baba Kushal, please share the book in this link. That's something that's very interesting. Will you Israelites, if you see that Job was a Midianite who lived in the land, but he wasn't, would you change your doctrine? Would you change your teaching? Would you correct your understanding if it's true? If it's not true, are you willing to either read Rabbi Lewis's book and check this out? I'm encouraging you, pick him apart, precept upon precept. Get his book, pick him apart, prove him wrong. Now, I'm going to tell you all what my personal stance is. My personal stance is I just hit the Hebrew comb over. I hit the comb over look. But as far as Job, we have been taught that he was an Edomite, but I don't know why we were taught that. I think a lot of stuff that we get is indoctrinated and is passed down. And a lot of Israelites are polyparrots. And I like to say that phrase because it should be offensive. We should not be polyparrots. All right. The scripture says, be ignorant of no thing. So if Rabbi Lewis is producing proof that Job was not an Edomite, all right, and that's something that you want to bring forward, that's something that you would like to say, well, hold on, Job was an Edomite, then you have that responsibility to do. All right. Hey,
can Can I give you the headshot when he's the other brother will introduce himself? After that, subsequently, I'm gonna give you the headshot. But go ahead.
Okay, hey, shalom, shalom, Israelite, the Israelites. It looks like I don't know. Go ahead, and introduce yourself. All right, Yabraka Yabashim Rashash, your brother Isaiah Yashal, Crumworm, Hebrew, also known as Isaiah Yashal. Well, shalom, introduce yourself. You got your microphone on mute.
Hello. Yeah.
You gotta unmute your mic.
My name is the Israelite Scholar, and I have a YouTube channel. Y'all can check it out. Just look up the Israelite Scholar. That's my channel. And so, if y'all discussing if Job was Edomite, Job, the book of Job is the oldest book of the Bible. So, I think personally, is a possibility, but it's probably mostly unlikely because just how old the book of Job is. It's one of the oldest books of the Bible. He was probably like a Mesopotamian, but there is a slight possibility, and it's open up to interpretation because he lived in the land of, I forgot, like Ur. No, not Ur. Like he lived in different lands, I think. So I think it's open up to interpretation if you're
the land is Uz, the land is UZ. We're not gonna leave you hanging, okay? And Uz. Still there? Unmute your microphone if you are. All right, you still there? All right, yes. The Israelites. There we go. The Israelite Scholar, okay, official. So first, let me salute you. Say welcome on with me, you, and Brother Rabbi, and for those of us that's watching on Facebook and on YouTube. All right, I'm going to say to you, Ya Barakaka, Yahweh Bashama Mashiach, Yahushua, Yahuwah Bashama Mashiach, Yeshua Barakatah, the Most High, in the name of the Messiah, Christ bless. God, in the name of the Messiah, Jesus Christ bless you. If I left any out, Salak Leah Babu Kusha, Hasham Barukata, Shalom Aleichem. All right. Did we leave any out? All right, I'm pretty sure we left out an innumerable amount of blessings to you. So I want to say salute to the Israelites Scholar. I like how you said it's open to interpretation because it is open to interpretation. When the Most High first, brought me into the knowledge of us actually being the children of Israel, and I had the knowledge of what I thought the knowings of understanding the book of Job, reading the book of Job, and and then it's like, well, hold on, wait, we're the Israelites. I believe in the northern kingdom. I believe in the southern kingdom. I believe, Job may have been.
Ayub Nazir? Like, do you know Ayub Nazir? Do you believe like have you ever heard that theory that like the land of Israel was like in the Americas by any chance? The real land?
Let's not interrupt men in the midst of their speech first. Let's not do that because I just read that in the Judean Discovery Scrolls. So we have a law and it's called the community rules. So every Israelite, irregardless of what your status is, whether you're a officer, elder, judge, a civilian, if you're I'm a floor sweeper, I'm a toilet wiper, all right, I'm a crumb worm, all right, I am your servant, I am a slave to you. This slave also had to read the laws, statutes, commandments, and judgments. And one of those judgments are to interrupt men not in the midst of their speech because we're a part of a synagogue militaristic community, and every woman, man, and child, as we learn together. Now we have what's called madrash. Madrash, we just go in. We just boom, we be building. All right, we're not at madrash yet, and I apologize for that. So I participate in what's called the Judean Discovery Scrolls. Now I will get to your question because I don't love.
Are you New Testament?
I don't like leaving nobody hanging. So since I don't like leaving anybody hanging, I like to answer everybody's questions. Like the scripture says, be ready to answer all questions. Yes, sir.
Excuse me, I don't want to digress from the topic, but I want to say one thing if I could to the brother Scholar. Shalom, brother. It's your Scholar. Shalom. Hello? Isaiah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Khan, you can be heard out. He was just probably unmuting. The brother was unmuting.
Oh, certainly. I want to say it's not up for interpretation. That's not true. Are you guys familiar with the book of Jasher?
Khan.
Can I say something?
Yeah, Khan, but hold on. Let's do this real quick. All right, I apologize. Let me do this. We're gonna do order real quick because first I'm gonna yield the floor, and then after I yield the floor, we'll go back into what we were going into. And the reason being is because our brother Israelite Scholar, he's now welcome and joined on. And let me tell you this, since you're on Israelite Scholar, don't be here just for yourself, which I know you're not. You got that share button, so share it to your community, to your friends, to your families, to those who going to want to need to hear and see and communicate these things. We're not going to agree with everything, and I'm okay with that because that's the open forum that we're going to have, and that we already have that. So we're going to give you a chance to speak, and I appreciate you being honorable. Rabbi Lewis, I really appreciate you. You've been on this floor with us a little bit longer. So I'm going to ask you, before we go into the book of Jasher, and yes, I do agree with the book of Jasher. I like the book of Jasher very much. Salute to everybody that's joining with us. We got the Israelite Scholar on here. We got Rabbi Lewis on here. Share out. All right, we on Facebook, we on YouTube, but help others to be able to hear and learn. I'm not monetized.
Is he Ashkenazi?
I don't get paid, so I'm not monetized. So since I'm not monetized, you feel me, we're sincerely doing this for the love of the truth. All right, so with that being said, what we're going to do is we're going to end where we left off at, and we're going to give brother Israelite Scholar some chance to speak. This is actually Rabbi Lewis's time frame. So, but I'm going to respectfully ask Rabbi Lewis to yield the floor, and the reason being is because Zaquan Nathaniel taught us a good lesson about flies. So we're going to allow the flies and, you know, and things of etc. and natural order and process to go about. Answer a few questions. I believe the brother asked for somebody Ashkenazi. I do believe in the entire volume of the Bible, from Genesis to Revelations. I do not go into certain texts because I don't believe that they're helpful. They're just good to know of. And also, yes, to answer your question, Rabbi Lewis, I do submit to the book of Jasher, which will help you to validate your point on why it's not up for interpretation. So with that being said, I just want to yield the floor just for a moment. I'm going to bring all three of us back on. All right. I want to yield the floor, if we can, to, if you will allow me, if you allow us, Rabbi Lewis, we're going to let the Israelite Scholar go in, because I think he has some stuff that he was going to bring forward. But I want you to keep this in mind so we don't go too far from the topic, Israelite Scholar. Rabbi Lewis, his topic and his floor was Job an Edomite? Okay, so keep that in mind. And I know you may want to go into other things and try the best of your ability to, you know, to stay on that with us. All right, because I think it's about to get good. All right, I'm gonna yield the floor. We're gonna let the brother Israelite Scholar go ahead. All right, if you can stick to the earth being flat and blue ice and everything else. I'm just kidding. Job being Edomite. All right,
okay,
go ahead.
Okay, yeah.
All right, brother, you got 5 minutes, brother. Go ahead.
Temanite may indicate that Job was Edomite, and so this their interpretation. This is a Septuagint, an ancient Greek translation, which is really accurate. It's one of the most accurate translations of the Old Testament. The Hebrew Old Testament asserts that Job's genealogy, claiming him to descend from Esau, a ruler of Edom. The Edomites were Palestinian people that descended from Esau. They probably occupied the area around the 13th century BC and were closely related to the Israelites. Basically, so the biblical archetype of unmerited suffering. Basically, these so far, Eliphaz and Bildad, all these sound like Edomite names, like Eliphaz, and even like the chronology and the genealogy of Esau. So it says, so far, that's an Edomite name. Eliphaz, Bildad, Edomite names. And so Job, apparently, according to rabbinic literature, was a Gentile, or one of the prophets of the Gentiles. He was a great-grandson of Esau, according to Genesis 36, chapter, verse 33. And so, if I went into more detail, hold on, Mom, show you. Hold on.
So with what you're bringing out, you're proving that Job was, in fact, an Edomite.
Yes.
If I had the sound effects, I would do this. Boo, 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 I would do it. I mean, I sincerely would. Why? Because you're bringing literature. That's something that we all need to see. Now, I am not taking one side or the other at all whatsoever. I am just stating to the people that the Israelite Scholar is presenting that Job was an Edomite. They not like us. They not like us. But Job apparently was. Is that what you're saying?
And look right here. So it says Uz. So where was Uz? That's where Job lived. And he was a descendant of Esau. So I'm trying to find it. So this translation, Jobab, the son of Zerah, he's basically a descendant of Esau. This is another translation or an iteration of the word Job. And so if we go here, the etymology of this word is just simply Job or Iob, basically. So there's possibility that he was an Edomite, like a high chance.
That's excellent. And whenever you get ready,
that's pretty much all I have.
Whenever you get ready, we end off with saying, and I yield the floor. All right. So just to let you know, the floor is still yours. Whenever you're ready, yield the floor.
Hello?
Oh, absolutely. According to the writings of Flavius Josephus, hell is low. Hell is in the center of the earth. But whenever you get ready to yield the floor by saying, I yield the floor. And then that way everybody know when you're done. That's what we do according to, I practice the Judean Discovery Scrolls, which has a lot of community rules inside of them. I used to be a very, I like that. So within the Judean Discovery Scrolls, we see that, every man interrupts.
Can I say something?
And also, yeah, you can. And that's a part of the rules that we actually ask for permission to speak, and then we're given the floor by the panel. But if we're not given the floor, then we have to wait. So 1 second, I'll yield the floor in a moment.
Okay,
so
my fault.
Man, no sweat. So we use the terminology, hey, I yield the floor. All right, so go ahead, brother. I yield the floor, and do you yield the floor with your presentation, brother?
So basically, a little more information about Esau. His haplogroup today, he had 13 sons, and so there's this haplogroup E1B1B, not E1B1A. So E1B1B has 13 haplogroups, like Esau's 13 sons, and they can be found in the Horn of Africa, Europe, all over Asia, and parts of the Americas. That shows how Esau spread across the world. And so Esau's descendants had a genetic, genetic mutation. Mutation. And the sons of Japheth, a lot of people say Europeans are Japhethites. Well, Japheth, like archaeologically wise, Japheth was brown, basically. You can see with the Cheddar Man of Britain, all these scholastic sources and scholars say. So Esau's descendants of modern day Europeans, and I believe.
I apologize for cutting your wisdom. That we went a little bit beyond 5 minutes. All right, we went a little bit beyond.
My apologies.
No, and I don't think it's no offense. I want to give a salute to Rabbi Lewis for his patience and his diligence, and him not, interjecting. But me being a moderator at this moment, I have to. So I want to take the water for presenting that. Everybody, please pay a close attention to what the Israelite scholar brought forward. Esau, according to the brother's information, is looking a high likely chance that Esau is Job was an Edomite, which I do believe the Israelite scholar, correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying that the Edomites are the Europeans today?
Job, hold on, last thing. Job probably looks
well, let me ask you this. Are you saying that the Edomites are the Europeans of today?
Most likely. I'm not saying that Job was like white or anything. I'm saying that Job looked like a modern day Ethiopian, like ruddy skin, because
like a modern day Ethiopian. Okay, now that's where I'm going to yield the floor. I'm so grateful that you said a modern day Ethiopian. This is where we yield the floor. We turn over to Rabbi Lewis. Rabbi Lewis, what do you think about Job being an Edomite that looked like a modern day Ethiopian?
Certainly. 3 things. Can you hear me?
You can be heard very well. I yield the floor.
Israel Scott to hear my presentation. I showed you there was 2 layers of Uz. One in Edom, one in Midian. Read Genesis 10:23. Second thing, he's the son of Zerah, but there was a custom to put foreign kings in their genealogy. So yes, he's the son of Zerah, but he wasn't physically related to Zerah. He was just put in the lineage. It was a custom the Edomites used to do. Third thing, so let's put this to bed. It's not up for debate. Can you guys hear me?
Excuse me?
Hey, Isaiah, can you hear me?
Yes. I can hear you.
Isaiah,
did you have a question?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Isaiah.
You can be heard perfectly, Saint.
Okay, so let's put this to bed. You guys familiar with the Book of Jasher?
The Book of Jasher, in my opinion, is pseudo-graphical, like pseudo-historical in the mind of the scholars, and a lot of it, not being offensive or nothing, but it's been forged. The 1600s. I can show you the source.
Okay, let me say something to that real quick. If we put the cart for the horse, same thing with the Septuagint. The Septuagint we have today is not the original Septuagint. It was written by Lucian and what's the other dude's name? Origin. You know Origin?
I think some of it is, but
Yeah, it was written by Origin. So
for the most of it, look.
Every source with
No,
Josephus and
wait. Hey, hold on. Israelites. Origin was a person, brother. Origin was a person.
Yeah, Origin. Yeah, Origin and Lucian. The Septuagint we have today was written by Origin and Lucian. It's not the original Septuagint. So the Septuagint.
Wait a minute. The brother left. The brother banged out.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute. Whoa, you can't make this stuff. I'm sitting here eating sweet potato chips. I know Rabbi Lewis about to go in. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm not joking. I heard everything dude said. As soon as I handed the floor to Rabbi Lewis, I was like, you mean to tell me this dude? Wait, jump back on, brother. If you watching going, it was about to get good. And he said, what did the brother say? What? Israelite scholar, you said that, you know what? I hope everybody heard what Israelite scholar said. Israelite scholar, come back in, okay? Don't make us be like the wicked fleeth when no man pursueth, okay? Don't let that be something that what it was, because you tried to bring out the information. It's time for Rabbi to speak. I yield the floor. Go ahead, dog. I yield the floor.
Yeah, so the Septuagint today is not the original the Septuagint that was written on the Ptolemy Philadelphus in the Hellenistic period. That Septuagint was burnt at the Alexandrian library when it was burnt down in Egypt. We don't have that. So the source we have is called the Letter of Aretheus. You familiar with the Letter of Aretheus?
No, sir. Please teach us as a nation.
So Josephus, everybody who talks about the Septuagint in history are all quoting the same source. It's called the Letter of Aretheus. Now, the Letter of Aretheus has been proven to be a made-up letter. It's not real. It's full of anachronisms and errors. So all the scholars that talk about the Septuagint are quoting the same source, the Letter of Aretheus, which of course is a made-up letter. Septuagint today is not the Septuagint. It was written by Origen and Lucian, hundreds of years later. You know, but yeah, if you want to say something.
Well, I want to say Tawada, thank you for your presentation.
Oh, wow, I want to lay my plate on this. If I could, I want to put the I did a Joe was Edomite to bed. If I could, before we go.
The floor is yours, brother. The floor is yours, Rabbi.
So there's a book called the Book of Jasher, which is a must read. So in Jasher, you're gonna sound like I made this up, right? But I did, right? So it's gonna blow your mind what I'm about to say. Okay, so in Jasher, the children of Edom, when they took Mount Seir, you know Mount Seir, right? Hello? You know Mount Seir, right? The Edomites took from the Horites?
Yes, Khan. So absolutely, brother. Mount Seir, yes.
Here's the headshot. And we're done. This is done after I say this. No more teaching.
Bring it out.
Huh?
Bring it out.
Bring it out. The Edomites made a pact, and I have the verse. I'm looking at it. I didn't make this up. You're going to think I made it up, right? They made a pact. You know what they made a pact to say in Josh? Do you know?
What they make the pact on, brother?
From now going forward, we will never sit another Edomite king over us as king. We're going to pick a foreigner. So guess what happened right subsequent to that? They appointed Job as king of Edom. So yes, Job was the king of Edom, but he was a Midianite. The Edomite said, you know what? From now going forward, we're never going to set another Edomite over us as king. We're going to use a foreigner. That's when they appointed Job as king. So yes,
let me ask you a question. What nation are the Edomites today?
The Edomites? The so-called Jews. If you read the Jewish Encyclopedia, it says that Edom is a modern Jewry. But before we go into that, so the Edomites made a pact, and I have the verse. We want to read it. From this day forward, we're never going to sit another Edomite over us as king. We're going to get a foreign king And that's when Job was appointed king of Edom. He was a Midianite that was appointed king because Edomites was like, yo, we're never going to send another Edomite over as king. Make sense?
So now let me ask this question.
Which that's
What nation?
headshot, but go ahead.
What's that? Say again?
That's headshot. When
That's
Job
good.
was appointed king of Edom.
Hey, that's good. That's good.
Right.
So now let me ask you this.
Certainly.
What nation today are the Midianites?
Okay, so if you read the book of Jubilees, it tells you that. Let me get the verse. Who the Midianites are today. Let me get that in Jubilees.
Now I don't subscribe to the book of Jubilees, but I would like to read it. I have read it. I don't use it as a gospel. I don't use Jubilees as a little Genesis. I don't use little Genesis as a doctrine, you know, but I am familiar with it, and I don't want to discourage anyone from reading it and or using it. And the reason why I don't is because there are some things that there's some gaps that I'd have to fill in. And I don't want to discourage anybody from it. Now, the scriptures, can you get Sirach chapter 39 for us real quick? It might be 40, but let's get Sirach chapter 39. I think it's 39. Can we get that Bible shot, please?
Talking to me?
Come on.
I have to pull it up, but if I can say it before we digress, so to reiterate what I was saying, not like a broken record to understand. The Edomites was like, yo, because there's so much infighting, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they had infighting. When they took Mount Sisera, it was like, we're never going to set another Edomite over us as king ever again. We're never going to get an ethnic Edomite over us as king. We're going to appoint a foreign king over another nation. That's when Jobab was appointed king of Edom. So, you know, he was like, oh, look, Job was the king of Edom. Pussy's an Edomite. No, the Edomites made a pact not to send him as king. Makes sense?
It would if we could make all of the dots connect. It can make sense. So here's a few things that would make it make sense for me.
Certainly,
all right?
Please do.
Amen. So we would have to go to the book of Job, right? And then from the book of Job, we already presented that. And then now we would have to see the historical part where in Jasher, Job was, you know, from the Midianite nation made king. And then that will put the nail in the coffin. Because if I ask what nation is Esau, and if somebody says to me, well, the Edomites today are the, let's say, Europeans, right? If somebody said to me, the Edomites are the Europeans, well, that wouldn't work because the Europeans consistently put their own children in rulership. So, so then I would have to say, well, what nation would Esau be? So it's really good, but we have to remember there's always more questions that will be raised to help us
brother,
get to
can I say one thing real quick? I don't know how much time
yeah, please. I yield the floor. I yield.
Yeah, let's read that for the Joshua 57, 38 to 4. Let's read that for the people verbatim. They think Rabbi Lewis is making that up. The book of Joshua 57, 38 to 40. I'm going to show you what the pact they made with themselves when they took Seir. Hello?
According to the writings of Flavius Josephus, discourse on the Hades, hell is in the center of the earth. It's just really weird. Once I read it, I was like, oh, yes, hell is low. Go ahead, brother. We waiting on you, brother. Go ahead and bring it out.
Yeah, can you read that, big bro? Joshua 57, 38 through 40. If you can read that, Bible Kashak.
I cannot because I don't have my book of Joshua with me, and I cannot type on my laptop because it doesn't work. So if I try to type in Joshua, it'll go to a different screen. So unfortunately, I can't read it out. That was one of the things I said when I thought I need a new laptop, brother.
Okay, can I read it real quick?
Please.
So the book of Joshua be saying, well, what's Joshua? Well, it's mentioned in the 2 Samuel chapter 1, verse 18, and a couple other places too. So it's actually a biblical book, right? This is Joshua 57, 38 through 40. Can you hear me?
You be heard well.
And it came to pass, this is Joshua chapter 57, 38 through 40. And it came to pass in those days that the children of Esau resolved to crown a king over them in the land which they began to possess, right? And they said to each other, not so, for he shall reign over us in our land. We shall be under his counsel, and he shall fight our battles against our enemies. And they did so, right? Verse 39 is the headshot. And all the children of Esau swore, saying, None of their brethren should reign over them ever over them, but a strange man who is not of their brethren. Let's read that again. Verse 39. And all the children of Esau swore, saying, none of their brethren shall ever reign over them again, but a strange man who was not of their brethren. Right? It's verse 40. From that day forth, they would not choose a king from their brethren, but one over a strange nation land unto this day. That's headshot. So it's enough for debate. Their doctrine is done. So right after that, the next chapter, they appointed Jobab as king. So Jobab was in Midianite. They set king over them because they made a pact in the verse before to not set a foreign king, only set a foreign king over them. That's headshot.
That's beautiful. Can we get the next? Can we get the parts where we see where Jobab from Midian is inducted? Can we get that? So that because that would be headshot for everybody.
Yeah. So we were we just read for the people's Jasher chapter. If you want to 57 to now go to the next chapter, Jasher 58.
Are you able to do a screen share from your computer?
Nah, brother. I'm on my iPhone.
Okay, got you. Tracking. Okay, excellent.
Certainly. So let's prove he was a Midianite. This is I just read Jasher 57 to 40, where they said they've only set a stranger over them as king, right? As you saw when we said, right? So go over a chapter 25, Jasher 50 is the next chapter. Here's where they said Jobab is king, who's Job from the Bible. But this is
what chapter you at, brother? What chapter you at again?
Okay, what I just read about them making the pact was Jasher 57, 38 through 40. Now, what I'm about to read now about Jobab becoming king, who's the Job of the Bible, is Jasher 58, 25 to 26. You with me?
Khan, you got the floor, brother. I yield.
Okay. So this is the subsequent chapters. Remember, they just made a pact to not set a regular another Edomite over them as king, correct? Hello?
Yes, according to Flavius, you'll see. Yeah, you got the floor, brother. Go ahead, brother.
All right, so we're going to the next chapter over. Keep in mind, not to keep reading myself. They already made the pact. No set another Edomite over his king. So let's see what happens. And all the people, the children of Esau, and the children of the east, right? Now, go back to Job. Job is known as the man of the east, correct? Is that correct?
If that's how it's written, my lord, I believe so.
Now, look at the word in Hebrew for man of the east. The word man is not there. The word there is children, right? So the KJV got the wrong word there. So Job was a child of the east. Who were the children of the east? They were Midianites. We're gonna prove that, huh? Yo, you see what's this?
No, I'm trying to get my laptop to work correctly. I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead, brother.
Oh yeah, you got background. So. Okay, so the Bible calls Job a man of the east. The men of the east were Midianites. Keep in mind, Midian is in Arabia. It's the east of Israel. Make sense? Hello?
That makes sense.
That's what they call the children of the east. Midian is east of Jerusalem, right? So in the Bible, Job is called a man of the east, but the word there is not man, right? But let's read it. This is Jasher 50. And all the people of the children of Esau and the children of the east, which were the Midianites, returned in shame unto his city, for all the mighty men that were there with them had fallen in battle. Verse 26, right? It was the point. And when the children of Esau saw that their king had died in battle, they hastily took a man from the people of the children of East. His name was Jobab, son of Sirach, from the land of Basra, right? So, they appointed Jobab as king. So yes, Jobab was the king of Edom, but he was the child of the east. He wasn't an ethnic Edomite. He was a Midianite. Now let's drive that point home. Well, people say he was from Basra, Rabbi. Well, there's no evidence he was from Basra, but let's say he was. There are people in Basra before the Edomites took it. Just like when they took Mount Seir, the Horites were already there. So the people of Basra people were there before the Edomites took it. Now hold on one second. Let's drive a point home. This is going to end the whole argument. 1 second. Can you hear me, brother?
You can be heard.
So as we see, the children of the east were the Midianites. Midian is east of of Israel. They called, and that's why the Bible calls Job a son of the East, a child of the son of the East. They were Midianites. See, that's why Joshua calls them the children of the East. These were Midianites. 1 second, let me get the verse. We're gonna look at this in 1 second, brother Bubbles. If you look him up on Jobab on Wikipedia, it tells you he was not ethnic Edomite. It actually says that on Wikipedia.
Okay.
But I'm a it's my last point. I yield the floor so I can find it. If you read the King James Bible, the original King James, it says that Job was a Midianite. I'm trying to look for it right now. 1 second. It says he was a Midianite in the original King James. It actually says that. Hold on.
Now that's amazing. So when you say the original King James, what is the original?
Okay, I got it. I found it. It says, in the original KJV, the speech geology of Job, it's called, right? This is in the original KJV. It's called the speech geology of Job. It says right there that he was a Midianite. This is in the speech geology of Job. It says he's a Midianite. Now, of course, the Septuagint says he was an Edomite. Yes, because as I already so eloquently explained, I don't want to keep going on, but yes. So, yeah, I yield the floor. That's headshot. So, yeah.
Hey, oh my bad, I slocked. Man, that was a beautiful presentation. Israelite scholar. I would that you would have stayed around just a little bit longer. As far as what I got to say, Rabbi Lewis is presenting information, and I want to encourage and challenge all of you to challenge him. Go to his books, go to his Amazon. The brother's information is here. All right. I'll be sharing it. We'll be sharing on his links. Rabbi Lewis, I want to tell you, Thawada, thank you for your time. Thank you for spending time with us. Isaiah Yasha'al, also known as Karatazaya Ban Yasha'al, also known as Crumworm, the Hebrew. I am truly honored to have spent time with you, Rabbi Lewis. And I want to say to everybody that watched, Thawada, thank you. Go and look at the information for yourself and challenge everything. Ask your elders. All right. With that, we say shalom. Shalom.
Shalom. Thank you, brothers and honor. All right.
Amen. Amen.